Anna is very sick and her husband Clive is desperate to save her. Since nothing else works, he decides to perform a strange ritual. He places Anna's ring in the middle of a circle of candles, keeps some paint under a whiteboard, and starts reading from a mysterious book called The Painted. According to the ritual, Anna's soul is supposed to appear and draw her own portrait on the board, but something goes terribly wrong. Instead of Anna, a horrifying ghost paints its own face on the board. Before Clive can understand what's happening, the evil spirit comes out and attacks him. The next morning, Anna suddenly wakes up. She finds him sitting quietly with a creepy smile on his face. Something doesn't feel right. His eyes are a completely different color, and before Anna can react, Clive brutally kills her. 5 months later, a lawyer visits Anna's cousin Evelyn and tells her that both Anna and Clive are dead. Since they had no one else to inherit their property, their entire estate now belongs to Evelyn. Evelyn's family has been struggling with money, unable to pay bills, and even their rent, so they see this as a chance to start a better life. They decide to move into Anna's estate, and when they finally arrive, they're completely stunned by how massive and beautiful the property is. After moving into the mansion, everyone takes a piece of paper and separates to explore the house. Their job is to list all the rooms and note down anything valuable they find. While looking around, Adam notices that the mansion is filled with paintings of the previous owners, but strangely, every single one of them is covered with a cloth. He can't understand why someone would hide all those portraits. At the same time, Evelyn's eldest son, Nelson, discovers a disturbing painting. It's the same terrifying ghost painting that appeared during Clive's ritual. What's even more unsettling is that the paint on it still looks fresh, as if it was painted only recently. The figure in the painting is also completely nude. Afraid that his younger siblings might see it, Nelson quietly carries it to the attic and hides it there. That night, everyone settles into their own rooms and goes to sleep. Before going to bed, Evelyn's daughter Jancy notices an old portrait of a barber hanging on the wall. No matter where she stands, it feels like the barber is staring directly at her. Creeped out, she tries to take the painting down, but it won't budge. Thinking she's just imagining things, she gives up and goes to sleep. Meanwhile, Adam can't fall asleep. He sits alone reading some adult magazines when he suddenly notices a young woman standing near the window. Shocked, he immediately goes to check, but there's no one there. He convinces himself it was just his imagination and goes back to what he was doing. At the same time, while Jancy is fast asleep, the barber in the portrait slowly climbs out of the painting. Without making a sound, the ghost walks over to her bed and cuts off a portion of her hair before disappearing back into the portrait. The next morning, Jancy wakes up and realizes someone has cut her hair. Assuming it was her younger sister Lucy, she starts yelling at her. The two begin arguing until Evelyn steps in and calms them both down, ending the fight. Adam and Nelson go into town to buy groceries, while Evelyn stays back to clean the mansion. As she's wiping one of the mirrors, she notices the reflection of a woman's painting slowly turning its head toward her. Startled, Evelyn quickly turns around, but the painting is completely normal. She tries to convince herself that she imagined it. Just then, Lucy runs past her laughing and asking Evelyn to catch her. Evelyn chases after her and sees Lucy run straight into the basement. But a second later, she hears Lucy's voice coming from outside the house. Confused, Evelyn realizes that whoever ran into the basement wasn't Lucy. Gathering some courage, she goes downstairs to investigate. The basement is silent except for one cupboard door that's repeatedly banging open and shut on its own. Nervously, she opens it, expecting something terrifying. Instead, she finds a box filled with Adam's adult magazines. Furious, she confronts him later, and the two end up having a heated argument. That night, Evelyn can't shake the strange feeling that something is wrong with the mansion after everything that happened during the day. Eventually, she forces herself to sleep. In her room, Jancy is still disturbed by the creepy barber painting. This time, she covers it completely with a white cloth before going to bed, hoping that will help. But in the middle of the night, a pale hand slowly pushes through the cloth and quietly cuts off another piece of her hair. Jancy suddenly wakes up and realizes her hair has been cut again. Terrified, she searches the room to see if anyone is hiding there. Then she notices someone standing behind the white cloth covering the painting. Frozen with fear, she stares at it. Before she can react, the barber ghost suddenly appears right behind her and starts cutting her hair. Jancy screams at the top of her lungs. Hearing her screams, Adam and Evelyn rush into the room. But by the time they get there, the ghost has disappeared. Jancy's hair has been chopped unevenly, and through tears, She tells them that the man in the painting attacked her. Adam doesn't believe her. He assumes it was just a nightmare mixed with fear. To make her feel better, he and Nelson struggle to pull the heavy painting off the wall and remove it from the room. After telling Jancy to get some sleep, everyone returns to their own room. While washing his face, Adam hears a strange noise coming from the attic. Curious, he grabs a lighter and slowly climbs up to check. As he shines the light into the darkness, he suddenly freezes in shock at something in front of him, and the scene cuts to the next morning. At the same time, Adam regains consciousness in the attic. He's confused because he doesn't even remember falling asleep there. As he looks around, he realizes his clothes have somehow been removed. The only thing in the attic is the creepy ghost painting that Nelson had hidden earlier. Trying to ignore what just happened, Adam covers the painting again, ties it tightly with a rope so it can't fall over, and quickly leaves the attic. Later, while exploring the mansion, Evelyn finds everything exactly as it was left months ago. The wedding ring, the paint, and the mysterious book used for the ritual at the beginning. It looks as though no one has touched anything since that night. Adam once again can't sleep, so he decides to go back to the attic. When he gets there, he's shocked to find that the ghost painting he had covered and tightly tied with a rope is now completely uncovered. Even worse, the girl in the painting is gone. The canvas is empty, as if she has stepped out of it. At the same time, Evelyn wakes up after hearing the sound of someone running through the house. She follows the footsteps and sees a little boy running down the hallway before disappearing straight into a painting. Frightened, she shines her flashlight at it, but the boy is back inside the painting as if nothing happened. While she's trying to understand what she just saw, the boy suddenly calls out, "Mom, find me." Evelyn quickly turns toward the voice, and when she looks back, the boy is no longer inside the painting. Suddenly, a hand shoots out from below and grabs her leg. She screams in terror as the ghost boy runs toward the kitchen. Evelyn chases after him and watches him disappear into the basement. As she stands at the basement entrance, unsure whether to go, and the ghost suddenly pushes her down the stairs. She hits the ground and faints. Meanwhile, Nelson is asleep in his room when he suddenly feels freezing cold. He wakes up and notices the painting in front of him slowly starting to melt. Confused, he walks closer to get a better look. Without warning, the painting comes alive and begins pulling him inside it. Nelson screams for help as he's dragged toward the canvas. Hearing the screams from the attic, Adam rushes downstairs and is horrified by what he sees. He manages to pull Nelson away just in time and save him. But then he realizes Evelyn is nowhere to be found. The whole family starts searching the mansion for her. In the basement, Evelyn regains consciousness and sees the same ghost woman from the attic painting standing silently in the darkness, staring at her. She quickly points her flashlight at it, but the figure instantly disappears. At that moment, Adam and the others finally find Evelyn and help her out of the basement. Realizing the mansion is far too dangerous, the entire family runs out in the middle of the night and escapes back to their old house, hoping they'll finally be safe. But their financial problems are still waiting for them. After everything that happened, Jancy finally realizes that Lucy was never the one cutting her hair. Feeling guilty for blaming her, she apologizes, and the two sisters happily start playing together again. While playing, they go into the basement and build little houses using empty cardboard boxes. After a while, they run out of boxes, so Jancy goes upstairs to bring a few more, leaving Lucy alone. As Lucy waits, she notices something dark moving between the stacked boxes. At first, she thinks she's imagining it, but the shadow suddenly starts chasing her. Terrified, Lucy runs as fast as she can, but the creature grabs her leg. She screams for help. Hearing the scream, Jancy rushes back into the basement and pulls Lucy away. Even Jancy can see that something is hiding at the far end of the boxes. Slowly, she begins moving the boxes one by one. But instead of finding a person, she's shocked to discover the same ghost girl's painting from the mansion hidden there. When Adam sees the painting, he says he knows what he has to do and leaves without explaining anything. Meanwhile, Evelyn is determined to uncover the truth behind everything that's been happening. While going through the mysterious painted book, she finds an address written inside it and decides to visit the place. The address leads her to a museum. A woman working there welcomes Evelyn and takes her down into the basement where dozens of old paintings are stored. The woman explains that these are no ordinary paintings, they all contain human souls. She tells Evelyn that when someone is about to lose a loved one, they sometimes perform a ritual using that person's most precious belonging along with the painted book. If the ritual succeeds, the dying person's soul enters a painting, allowing them to continue existing inside it. But over time, evil spirits from another dimension learned about these rituals and started using them as a way to enter the paintings themselves. Once they cross over, they escape from the paintings and begin hunting down and killing everyone. Once people learned how dangerous the ritual had become, they completely stopped performing it in the 1920s. From then on, every painting connected to the ritual was collected and locked away inside the museum, so no one could ever use them again. After learning the truth, the ghost inside a painting slowly turns its head and looks directly at her. Terrified, Evelyn quickly leaves the museum. Meanwhile, Adam starts searching through old books, trying to learn more about the ghost girl haunting them. After hours of reading, he finally discovers her name, Cassandra. Adam immediately burns it. A little later, Evelyn returns home with one more shocking piece of information. She tells Adam that Cassandra wasn't just a random spirit. She was actually a member of Clive's family. After Cassandra died, members of Clive's family started dying one after another. That's when Evelyn realizes Cassandra may have cursed her entire bloodline, and the curse has been passed down through every generation ever since. The only way to end it is to perform the ritual once again. They have to trap Cassandra back inside a painting, just like the ritual was originally meant to do. Once her spirit is sealed inside the painting, they can burn it, destroying Cassandra forever and finally putting an end to the curse. To perform the ritual again, they need something that once belonged to Cassandra. Hoping to find one of her personal belongings, Adam and Evelyn return to the mansion. While they're gone, Nelson is asleep at home. In the middle of the night, the paint suddenly begins moving on its own, and the image of Cassandra starts painting itself. Nelson wakes up and looks toward where the painting should be, only to realize it's empty. Before he can react, he senses someone standing behind him. Cassandra is no longer inside the painting, she's standing right behind him. Meanwhile, Adam and Evelyn arrive at the mansion. They realize that Cassandra will use the ghosts trapped inside the mansion's paintings to stop them from breaking the curse. To prevent that from happening, Adam starts burning every haunted painting he can find while Evelyn heads down into the basement to search for Cassandra's belongings. In the basement, Evelyn discovers a hidden room filled with old painting frames. As she searches the room, she finds a locked box. She knows whatever she's looking for is probably inside, but she can't find the key anywhere. Then out of nowhere, a key falls onto the floor right in front of her. It feels like another spirit inside the mansion is secretly helping them, as if it also wants the curse to finally end. Evelyn unlocks the box and finds several old letters. Hidden among them is Cassandra's necklace, the very item they need to perform the ritual. But the moment she picks it up, something terrifying happens. All the ghosts inside the mansion's paintings suddenly disappear. Every painting becomes completely empty. One by one, the ghosts begin appearing inside the frames of the hidden room, surrounding her from every direction. The ghosts inside the frames suddenly come to life and begin attacking Evelyn from every direction. At the same time, Adam is trying to remove one of the paintings upstairs when a ghost attacks him as well. He barely manages to escape, and by accident, he flips the painting upside down. To his surprise, the ghost suddenly can't harm him anymore. Just then, he hears Evelyn screaming from the basement. He rushes down, rescues her, and together they burn every remaining painting frame in the mansion before escaping. Meanwhile, back at Evelyn's house, Cassandra's spirit has already possessed Nelson. Under her control, Nelson kidnaps Lucy and locks her inside the basement. Soon, Adam and Evelyn return home and realize what's happened. Adam fights with the possessed Nelson while Evelyn rescues both of her daughters. She rushes them to the car and tells them to keep driving until morning and not come back to the house under any circumstances. Adam finally manages to lock Nelson inside the basement. With no time to waste, he and Evelyn begin performing the ritual using Cassandra's necklace. But something goes wrong. Instead of Cassandra's human soul appearing inside the painting, only her terrifying ghost form shows up. Evelyn realizes they've made a mistake somewhere in the ritual. That's when the truth is finally revealed. Years ago, Cassandra was happily married to a talented artist. They loved each other deeply. But when Cassandra became seriously ill and knew she was about to die, she gave her necklace to her husband and asked him to paint her portrait so her soul could live forever inside the painting. Before dying, she made him promise one more thing, that after she was gone, he would also die and join her inside the painting so they could be together forever. Her husband promised, but after Cassandra died, he couldn't bring himself to keep that promise. Instead, he hid her painting away in the basement and moved on with his life. He eventually fell in love with another woman. It was only after seeing the man she loved living happily with someone else that Cassandra's soul was consumed by anger and heartbreak, transforming her into the evil spirit she had become. Evelyn finally understands the truth through the vision shown by Cassandra's necklace. Cassandra didn't just become an evil spirit, she cursed her husband's entire bloodline after he broke his promise. That's why generation after generation of Clive's family kept dying. The only way to end the curse is for Cassandra's husband to finally keep his promise and join her inside the painting. But then Adam reveals a shocking truth. He reminds Evelyn about the night he lost consciousness in the mansion's attic when he woke up with his clothes missing. It wasn't random. During that night, Cassandra's ghost had been intimate with him by mutual consent, and because of that, she had grown attached to him. If Adam willingly sacrificed himself, his soul could take the place of Cassandra's husband inside the painting. Once Cassandra was no longer trapped as a vengeful ghost, they could destroy the curse forever. After apologizing to Evelyn for betraying her, Adam doesn't hesitate. He stabs himself. As soon as he dies, his soul is pulled into the painting. This time, Cassandra no longer appears as a terrifying ghost. She returns to her original human form, and beside her stands Adam's spirit. Knowing this is her only chance to end the curse, Evelyn picks up a lighter and prepares to burn the painting. But before she can, the possessed Nelson attacks her, determined to stop the painting from being destroyed. Evelyn struggles against him as her daughters rush in to help. Nelson turns on them as well, and for a moment it looks like the curse will never end. Then Jancy grabs the lighter and throws it onto the painting. The canvas catches fire. As the flames spread, Cassandra's spirit leaves Nelson's body, freeing him from her control. Cassandra's figure fades away from the painting, and the curse is finally broken. But Adam's soul still remains inside the painting. Unable to burn the last memory of her husband, Evelyn chooses not to destroy it. Instead, she takes Adam's painting to the museum and places it alongside the other cursed paintings, where it will remain safely locked away. And with that, the movie comes to an end.